Hello, this is Teacher Franco. Today we are going to look at the parts of the digestive system, and we shall start from you can see the digestive system here. So we are going to name the parts. You'll see that when we start from the esophagus, this is the esophagus. When food is coming in from the mouth, it will reach here. This is the stomach. This is the stomach. So you can see is a C-shaped structure where there is digestion of proteins by pepsin enzyme. The proteins are going to be digested into polypeptides, and the pH there is acidic pH. From here, the food will then move to the next part, which is the duodenum. This is the part we are trying to look at. You can see the duodenum is linked to the liver, which liver is having the gallbladder that stores bile, and then it is also connected to the pancreas. If you can try to separate these parts, you realize that the pancreas is here, the liver is here, and they connect to the first part of the small intestines, which we call the duodenum. So the secretions of the liver are stored in the gallbladder, and that is bile. The bile will be released in the duodenum. Then the secretions of the pancreas, that is the pancreatic juice, are also secreted in the duodenum through the pancreatic duct, which is here. So if we can put these parts back together, you'll find that we have the duodenum. So when food moves from the stomach into the duodenum, majorly there is digestion of three food substances. There is digestion of the lipids using lipase that is contained in pancreatic juice. Lipids are digested into fatty acids and glycerol. And then we shall also have digestion of the remaining starch from the mouth, which is digested by amylase, which is also contained in pancreatic juice. We also have the digestion of proteins that were not digested in the stomach, which are being digested by an enzyme called trypsin. It also digests the proteins into polypeptides and sometimes amino acids, which are the end products of protein digestion. So from here, we're saying the gallbladder secretes bile. The bile helps in the digestion of lipids. It helps in emulsification, which is a form of mechanical digestion. During emulsification, large fat molecules are broken down into smaller fat molecules to increase their surface area so that lipase enzyme can work efficiently. So thereafter, the food will come and will join the small intestines, this yellow part. If you can try to separate these parts, you'll see the small intestines have separated out. This is what we call the ileum. In this part, there is final digestion taking place. You can put them back together. There is final digestion where the polypeptides are digested by peptidase enzyme and form amino acids, which will then be absorbed into the bloodstream. Then you also have maltase digesting the maltose from starch digestion into glucose, which can also get into the bloodstream. Then we can also have lipase enzyme still that digests the remaining lipids into fatty acids and glycerol, which are also absorbed into the bloodstream. The undigested food material can then proceed into the large intestines. If we can separate the parts here, you'll see that the large intestines are this large part. These are the large intestines, or what we call the colon. So when we get into the colon, since the food in the ileum is in more of a fluid, much of the water in this food is going to be removed. The undigested food, we are saying, is proceeding to the large intestines, and we are saying much of the water in this fluid is going to be removed, so that you're now going to form the solid feces, which will collect in the rectum. If you can put this one back together, you'll see that this rectum here works as a temporary store for the feces before they are released out of the body through the